Are you tired of being overcharged and forced into paying a monthly subscription for your Mac and Windows software? Well, if you are, currently we're having a 50% off discount on all the latest Mac and Windows software, such as AutoCAD, SolidWorks, Photoshop, Microsoft Office, and much more. Our 50% off discount will be ending soon, so be sure to text us "Need Software" to 213-640-9738. That's 213-640-9738. We aim to please, so expect 24/7 technical support, the latest premium software, instant software links delivered to your email, and PayPal Buyer's Protection Guarantee.
The white supremacists use division as a weapon, dividing our families, our wealth, rewarding traitors, murdering heroes. Yet we survived. We fought for our reparations. Now it's our turn to divide and administer God's power. I am Agent Nuria Sellers, a foundational Black American. I promise that nothing will come between us. Buy the sci-fi novel, Nothing Will Come Between Us, available January 22nd. Pre-order online today at Amazon and Google Play. Spirit of1811publishing.com. Our story, our family.
Racism is the most powerful system on the planet, yet it is often perceived as the most taboo subject to discuss. World-renowned activist and best-selling author Tariq Nasheed takes on this challenge head-on in his new book, Foundational Black American Race Baiter. This is the most important book you will need in order to understand the mechanisms of systemic racism and how to counter this system. Get Foundational Black American Race Baiter now at Amazon and BarnesandNoble.com. Also get limited autographed collector's editions of the book at OfficialFBA.com.
Yo, all right. I'm here. What's going on, family? Everybody come on in the room. All right, we're going to make it do what it damn do. We're here. I am back, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Tariq Radio Show, live on Sunday. Y'all come on in the room, and I need y'all to hit that like button, hit that thumbs up button. Some people are saying that they did not get notifications. I know that YouTube plays games sometimes. I know they do. I know they play that game. But I'm here. I'm here. Shout out to the family. I'm on time. I'm pretty much on time, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, man, we're here, ready to chop up game like we always do. I didn't do my Wednesday broadcast, my Wednesday's show this week. I was out of town. I was on vacation with the family. We were down in Florida. Shout out to all my Floridians. We took a family vacay before the kids went back to school down in Florida, and had a great time down there in Florida. Had a great time down there in Florida. Hold on one second. Where are my Florida people? Where are my Florida people? Hold on. Looking up some stuff. A lot of stuff we're going to get into on tonight's broadcast. Now, I was down there in Florida, in Orlando. Now, where are my Orlando people? I got to talk to my Orlando people. Where are my Orlando people, my Central Florida people? Before I get into that, shout out, greetings to Birmingham. R.I.P. to James Mtume from the group Mtume with the hit classic song that we grew up on, Juicy Fruit, Juicy. I wish I could play it, but I don't want a copyright strike. Shout out to that brother. He was, I think he started off playing with Miles Davis. James Mtume was a very well-respected musician. He did the score on, I know, the New York Undercover television show. So R.I.P. to him. Also, R.I.P. to Bob Saget. Bob Saget from the show, was it Full House? They found him dead today. Wasn't he? Didn't they find him dead in Florida, by the way? Speaking of Florida. They found him dead out there in Florida. So R.I.P. to them. Like people dying, R.I.P. to Sidney Poitier. Sidney Poitier just recently died. So a lot of people, they're checking out, A lot of people are checking out of here. So our RIP to all of the people. But let me get back. Come on in the room. Everybody come on in. Like I said, come on in. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. I need y'all to hit that subscribe button. He was on Orlando. Okay, he was found dead in Orlando at a hotel. So no telling what was going on. Has anybody seen Andrew Gillum? I ain't trying to say nothing, but damn. But I digress. But listen, I was down there in Orlando. Speaking of Orlando, and the weather was beautiful down there. I had to get out of LA. The weather out here in LA is a little bit better, but the weather was beautiful down in LA. We took the children to Disney World. We went to the Animal Kingdom. They loved that. Then we went to the Hollywood one. They got 4 different theme parks. They got Epcot, Magic Kingdom. They got the Hollywood one, and they got the Animal Kingdom. We went to the Animal Kingdom and the Hollywood one. The Hollywood one was the kids kind of liked. They had a Star Wars ride there that the kids liked. They had a dinosaur ride that the kids liked. Then we went down to Tampa to Dinosaur World. They got like these dinosaur statues, and the kids loved that. My Orlando people, where are the good eating spots in Orlando? Where are the good eating spots in Orlando? Now, we went to some of the basic spots. We had to do the Waffle House. I always loved the Waffle House. We did Cracker Barrel, which was good. What's that? Golden Corral. That's good. A lot of stuff. We don't have too many of those out here. We enjoyed those, but I really wanted to get some cool local spots out there in Orlando, and I couldn't find nothing that was really hitting out there in Orlando. You understand? So there's no, yeah, man, what's going on with the eats out there in Orlando? The eating spots are really not as popping as they should be in Orlando. Yeah, I even asked the sister at the airport, like, yeah, what's some good soul food spots or whatever? She's like, babe, I ain't really none. Yeah, so Orlando ain't really got it. They don't really have it popping as far as Golden Corral is good to us because shit, Golden Corral is the shit. Because we got one out here, I think by Orange County, close to Orange County. Yeah, but the food in Orlando wasn't really popping like that. And then we went to I wanted a Crystal's burger. Y'all know, y'all from the South, that live in the South, you know about Crystal's. And I don't eat the beef, but I wanted to get like a turkey burger or an Impossible Burger substitute. So Crystal's didn't have that, so we went to White Castle out there in Orlando. Went to White Castle. I got their Impossible Burger down there. The worst shit I ever had in my life. And I've had an Impossible White Castle burger in Vegas that was pretty good. But the White Castle in Orlando was literally the worst shit I've ever had in my life. Horrible. Horrible. Crystal's is good though. But unfortunately, I don't eat beef anymore. But I was looking up soul food spots, and then something popped up. It was like Chef Art or something. I think that's the guy's name. What the hell is the restaurant's name? Hold on, let me look that up real quickly. Hold on. I think it was Chef Art. Something like that. Hold on. Let me get the name right. Yes, Chef Art Smith's Homecoming down in Orlando, over at Disney Springs. That's like a little shopping area. So yeah, we're looking for soul food. And Chef Art Smith's Homecoming came up. It had a lot of glowing reviews. Are my Orlando people here? Are you familiar with Chef Art's Homecoming? So the reviews were just glowing. And we went there. And nice restaurant, the way it's set up, you know. And we got some of that soul food there. and the pictures look good. Is Chef Art's Oprah's old chef? Is Chef Art Oprah's old chef? So we went there to Chef Art's homecoming. And again, the chicken and all that stuff looked real good in the pictures. And man, we took one bite out of that shit. And I'm like, wait a minute. Is Chef Art a white man? Wait a minute. I took one bite of that damn chicken. I said, wait a minute. Who the hell is Chef Art? This ain't no goddamn soul food. Me and my wife took one bite of Chef Art's food. And wait a minute. This is not a black person didn't make this food. A black person didn't make this food. And we went in, my wife went in there, looked in and saw it was a white man. Looked like he's from Europe somewhere. Oh, okay. Nigga, you can tell. You can tell. That shit was not good. I'm sorry. Did somebody say that was Oprah's chef or whatever? Let me look him up. I don't know too much about him, but I know that food wasn't good. It was fake fucking soul food, dude. It's like a white person trying to make, it tastes like a white person trying to make soul food. All the seasonings are all jacked up. They tastes like maple syrup and shit in the greens. Oh, God, that shit was horrible. Hold on. Chef Art Smith. Let me look him up. Where the hell is he from? Oh, white man. I don't know where he's from. Yeah, he's up here booed up with Oprah. Yeah, that wasn't popping, dude. I'm sorry. No disrespect to Chef Art. He might be a nice guy, but that shit was not popping. That's why the place was full of white people. No wonder. Yeah, it was gentrified soul food. That was not popping at all, man. Yeah, it's that imitation soul food where they try to mix in all of this other shit with it. Man, yeah, I was soul fooled. Yeah, them greens all extra sweet, like they put syrup in them. Man, no, white people, no. We were just eating this shit. I couldn't even eat it all. I'm like, I'm good, man. We just got some cupcakes from Sprinkles, nigga. We had to settle for that. They putting sugar in everything and syrup in all of the food, and that's supposed to make it taste soulful. Dude, as a foundational black American, my taste buds, I know when a black person has prepared some food. We can taste the spirit of the person making the food. We can really, I can taste the spirit of the person who made the food. And eating that imitation soul food, you can taste the contempt in it. You can taste the gentrification in the food. The food tastes like gentrification. Gentrification has a taste to it. It tastes like sugar, mayonnaise, and honeycombs. You can taste the gentrification in the food, man. You know, I know, like when we went to Savannah, Georgia, went to a spot. It was a lot of white people running the spot, but you could tell some black people were in the kitchen. See, that's one thing. When you have a lot of white people who's managing and all that, but you can tell who's in that damn kitchen. They got down with that food in Savannah, Georgia. It was black folks in the kitchen. So you can taste the soul. That's why they call it soul food, man. You can taste the soul and the spirit and the love of the people who's making the food. You know, you can taste it, man. There's a certain taste. It's hard to describe, but you just know. Oh, yeah, one of my folks made this. You eat it. Oh, yeah. There it is. Somebody knew how to season it just right. They did it right. You can taste when a motherfucker's just trying to make a buck. You can taste that. You can taste the gentrification, dude. And Chef Art's food tastes very gentrified. I almost got offended by that shit. Yeah, Oprah's funny style. Look, Oprah's co-signing somebody that's letting you know something ain't right. Oprah's been funny style for a little while now, nigga. So if Oprah's co-signing motherfuckers, all right. Nigga, that wasn't it. That wasn't it at all, dude. Yeah, so all my Orlando folks, y'all might have been there before, whatever, but Orlando, I probably gotta hit the Caribbean spots when I go to Orlando. Thank you. People like my haircut. Shout out to the folks. I got my, I'm just doing what I do. People like my hair. I got nice, robust FBA hair. But let's get into what we need to get into today, guys. And by the way, go get the new book, Foundational Black American Race Beta. You can click the link below. Click that link below, ladies and gentlemen. Foundational Black American Race Beta. That is the name of my new book that's out right now. Get it on Amazon and Barnes & Nobles, but click that link right now and get it right now. Now listen, there's a situation. Let me get me a swig of water real quick. Hold on. Because we got to get deep. As we know, the verdict and the sentencing has come down for the white supremacists who killed Ahmaud Arbery. The 3 white supremacists got life sentences, harsh sentences. They got life sentences, 2 life without parole, 1 life with parole. I think he's eligible for parole in 20, 30 years. But listen, white supremacy took an L. White supremacy took a major L with that case. And white supremacists, they don't like taking L's. And you better understand that there's some retaliatory action starting to happen already. Out there in Fayetteville, we got to talk about Fayetteville right now. There's some stuff going on in Fayetteville right now. A week ago, a suspected white supremacist ran a black man over, killed him. This was a civilian. That suspected white supremacist got arrested and charged. Ran a black man over. This white supremacist suspect looked like he did it deliberately. Now, less than a week later, there was another situation where another suspected white supremacist, who was actually an off-duty police officer, according to witnesses, he hit a black man who was crossing the street. Then the suspected white supremacist got out of his car and shot this black man in the back or wherever, shot him 4 times and killed him. I'm going to show you guys video of this. Now, YouTube, I'm not trying to promote violence. I'm doing this for editorial reasons here. But let me show y'all the actual footage of the aftermath. Let me show you the footage of the aftermath, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go to the footage. I want to show y'all this now. This might be disturbing to some. Ladies and gentlemen, this might be a little disturbing to some, but again, this is for educational and journalistic purposes. Okay, so this is the aftermath. These are some other civilians walking around, kind of confronting the suspected white supremacist, who's the big fat guy in the blue coat on his phone. That's the suspected white supremacist who killed his brother named Jason Walker. Now look.
Okay, I'm trying to put my daughter, my life is more hostile right now. Nobody's hostile. Don't you fucking say that. Nobody's hostile. Don't you?
Okay, so the white supremacists got out talking about everybody's hostile, and the black man is like, hey, nobody's hostile to you. Don't say that. Nobody's hostile. So the white supremacist is trying, the suspect is trying to create a narrative already.
Fucking say that. I hear. Don't you fucking say that. Nobody's hostile. They're pulling up now.
Okay. All right. So this suspected white supremacist race soldier, allegedly, according to certain witnesses, and I'm going to read some of the stuff that I've been posting about certain people who witnessed it. They said that, hold on, this one lady Words can express how awful the situation is and how sickening it was for me. We were on our way to my mom's house, and the driver and then the victim was trying to walk to his family's house across the road. This man who claims to be an officer hit him, and then the guy was on the windshield, and then he shot him, and he fell to the ground. I saw it, then ran up to him and started putting pressure on his wounds. All right, that's one witness, Ellie Ash. A lot of the witnesses are saying pretty much the same thing. They kind of have the same narrative. Here's another witness here. Hold on. First thing around 1 o'clock. Wait, let me lower this up a little bit. Hold on. This is another person named Chase. First thing about 1 o'clock is me and my family left our house. This supposed off-duty sheriff hit, then shot this African-American man in the back as he was walking off after being hit. Me and my girlfriend were first on the scene. As you can see here, she tried to save this man's life. He had no weapon on him, and there was no reason the officer should have shot this man in his back after hitting him with this truck. I pray for Jason Walker. Okay. So, basically, guys, the narrative, what several witnesses are saying, that this suspected white supremacist hit this man with his truck and then shot him, and then started talking about how he feared his family was in the car and he feared for his family's life. See, that's the Kyle Rittenhouse effect. The man got out of his car, the white supremacist suspect, talking about how he feared for his life. He's trying to use the Rittenhouse effect. Now, all of these Negroes out here again, I kept telling people about the Kyle Rittenhouse case. They were setting up a precedent. All these Negroes sitting here talking about Kyle Rittenhouse don't have nothing to do with us. He done shot 2 white people. We ain't got no reason to be worried about that. That ain't got nothing to do with us. Dumb nigga talk. Dumbass fools. They were setting up a precedent. They've set up the precedent now with Kyle Rittenhouse. That's why they're so celebratory over Kyle Rittenhouse. Because Kyle, remember, Rittenhouse's intended targets were black people. So the white people he shot were just proxies for black people. We'll take a nigga or we'll take a nigga lover. Either or. It's all the same. That's why they're celebrating. Because they understand that they can use the Rittenhouse defense. If they hit a black person and there's nobody to see what actually happened right when it happened, even if there are witnesses, which there are several witnesses, and now the police are still dismissing them. So now they can say, well, damn it, he feared for his life, and just like Kyle, he had to defend himself. You understand? So now, the narrative that they're using with this suspected white supremacist who shot this man in cold blood, the white media and law enforcement, all of them are on code to protect this white supremacist suspect. The narrative now is man shot, killed by off-duty deputy after police say he jumped on the truck. So now what the police are saying, they're saying this black man, Jason Walker, for whatever reason, ran in the street and jumped on this man's truck while it was moving. And the man feared for his life and had to kill him to defend himself. Family, that don't make no kind of sense, and y'all know it. That don't make no kind of sense, and they know it, but they're trying to run with that narrative. This is the narrative that they're trying to run with, that this man ran up on a moving truck and jumped on it. You understand? They're already trying to protect this suspected white supremacist. Now, family, this is what the topic of today's broadcast is about. And I know there's protest out there in the streets right now. People are protesting out there in Fayetteville. People out there in the streets, from what I understand. People are upset. People were at the police stations kind of protesting. Hold on, wait. Let me put my screen back. Hold on. This was earlier, and let me show y'all some footage. This was some people out there. They were out there kind of marching a little bit. But listen, Let me talk to black people for a minute. Black people, the name of today's broadcast is called Gathering Intel. Black folks, we have to be on top of our game. We have to start being in positions, black people, where we constantly have our eyes and ears open, gathering intel about these suspected race soldiers who your tax dollars are paying for. Black people, right now, they're protecting this fucking dude. Nobody has a name on him. Black people, listen. I got to talk to my black folks. See, this is where we got to get into power positions. And I can say this openly because as black people, we deserve protection. We should know who the white supremacists are working in law enforcement. We need to know who their names are. We don't need, as black people, we don't need to pay taxes to a system that has these undercover suspected race soldiers driving around doing alleged ambush killings, and then they get protected and we don't know who they are. And these are people our tax dollars pay for. So black folks, our authorities that we pay for with our taxes, if they're not going to help us, we have to take the initiative to gather intel and information about people who are potentially dangerous to us. Black folks, we got to get serious about gathering information. Nobody knows who this guy's name is. Now, the white people know, but they're all on code. Black people, you need to have your eyes and ears open at all times. Black people, when stuff like this happens, y'all need to be looking at license plates, guys. We get all emotional. We act like, oh my God, everybody wants to get on camera and start showing out. Start getting information. People should have had the license plate number of that race soldier so we would know who he is. Because what they're doing now, they're protecting this guy and they're scrubbing the internet of all information on him. See, that's the thing. We need to get all of these guys' social media pages. We need to see what white supremacist groups they're clicked in with. Man, they're scrubbing everything. They're scrubbing this dude's digital footprints as we speak right now. So by the time they announce his name, you're not going to find anything on this guy. You're not going to find, they're sealing records. They're scrubbing the internet. They're erasing his internet footprints. You're not going to know anything on this dude by the time they announce his name. They're going to make sure that his shit is clean. He's going to be a ghost by the time they release his name. Family, you have to start getting intel. We got to stop being emotional. Who are we marching? A marching is cool, but who are you marching to? You understand? You're marching to the people who are on code with each other. Family, we should have had this dude's name immediately. Let's stop being emotional about this, family, because now if they're going to go around doing these ambush killings, man, we got to act like we're in a war. This is a war, family. These people are waging war, and they're doing these little cowardly ambush killings, and we have to counter this with justice. Shout out to Angola. Some people from Angola. Shout out to Angola. But listen, family, please get information on these folks. Now, for example, when the Ahmaud Arbery situation happened, early on, let's be very clear, we were getting a lot of information about what was happening out there before the white media broadcast that. You understand? We were getting paperwork. Shout out to the people in Georgia. Fortunately, the people in Georgia, they were able to get us names. They were able to get us paperwork. So we were able to trace who people were. We, on the grassroots, we were the ones putting out the information on Ahmaud Arbery's killers. Even before they got arrested, we were putting out all the information and showing the ties that they had with the people within the prosecution's office. We were showing their social media. We were connecting the dots. You understand? We started connecting those dots early because we got their information early. We got the names early before they can start scrubbing everything. You understand? That's why eventually that case led to a conviction and a lengthy prison sentence. You did? Yeah, that's why folks started showing up to the houses of those killers down there in Georgia too, you see? And that's another reason why they started sending some of those Fed niggas down there. Let's be very clear. A lot of times when y'all saw Scam Master Jay and those guys, and I don't like talking about dude, but people pretty much know at this point he's a damn agent. They sent him down there to stand in front of the house. Yeah, we're going to get these suckers. Watch out for that. They knew because the public knew where he was, where those houses were. They start sending their fake black militia groups out there. Everybody go home. We got this because we ain't fucking around. So all y'all real killers and hitters, y'all can go home because we got this. Y'all watch out for that. Y'all watch out for that, by the way. But we got names and information very early. We got the names and we got all the information very early. So that's why the grassroots were able to get very active. See, when they hide these people, see, the strength is them hiding these people. You understand? Hiding these people, that is their strength. Letting these little dirty ass cowardly race soldiers do these ambush killings and then hiding them. See, that's how they get their power because, see, we can't pull up nothing on them. So you can erase everything about them and then you create a narrative about them. You understand? This is why we got to get information on these folks very, very early. Family, your eyes and ears have to be always open. You got to be out here in the streets gathering intel preemptively. Family, in certain places, especially in certain enclaves where you have these little suspected white supremacist groups working for law enforcement, family, we need to, as people in the community, because again, these are people who police our neighborhoods. We need to know who these people are. We need to start studying and seeing who the people are who's patrolling our neighborhoods, who's working in law enforcement, and cross-referencing to see if these people are part of any white supremacist groups. Black folks need to really be on that. Black folks, they want us to be online bullshitting all the time. See, we use the internet for playing, for doing TikTok dances, twerking, zaddy worshiping, booty shaking, little goofy plantation shit. Now, there's a time and place for all of that, but too many of us are online too long without us being able to get real pertinent information that we need. We got to stop all of this, busting it open, taking selfies. People need to be out here getting information about these people who have control over our lives and they have nefarious intentions. That's just what it is. I can say this publicly. What I'm saying is not wrong. What I'm talking about is upholding the Constitution, family. I'm talking about upholding the Constitution. And right now, law enforcement as we know it is so corrupt, they're not doing what they need to do to protect us. When you have suspected race soldiers out here doing ambush killings and so-called the authorities are telling you that the victim jumped on a damn car that was moving, these are people who are waging war against us. Black folks, this is not your lot in life to have these cowardly race soldiers wage war on you and your children. It is up to us to police these people ourselves. We have to gather intel on these white supremacists within law enforcement. As we know, the FBI, they've told us, and I know the FBI is listening. FBI, you've told us that white supremacist groups are in law enforcement. They've infiltrated law enforcement left and right. You understand? But the FBI, you have not done anything about it. Out there in Chicago, they had the Patriot Front, one of these white supremacist groups out there marching. So they let these little white supremacist groups march left and right because most of them are clicked in with law enforcement. We can't have law enforcement clicked in with violent white supremacist groups and us not do anything. we're going to have to cross-reference these people. That means we're going to have to start investigating these police departments, family. Black people, that's it. 2022, every black person out here, you need your local police department. You need to start looking at the names, look and see who's working for these departments, get their names, get their information, get what they look like. So when they go out here and do some kind of sneak attack, somebody already knows. Everybody's out there in Fayetteville marching in the damn streets and nobody know this guy's name. They know what his face looks like, but nobody knows his name. You understand? We need to know what organization this guy is hooked in with to do a brazen murder like that. It's up to us, but nobody's going to help us, black people. We have to help ourselves, and we have to stop being afraid to get out here and help ourselves. Let's stop and let's stop worrying about, if we start getting information on people, that's going to make the authorities look at us funny stuff. No, dude, that's us doing police work ourselves. We need to know who white supremacists are in law enforcement. You can gather intelligence. White people know who's working for the city, who they're paying their tax dollars to. White people know who they are. White people want to know who the police officers are. They want to know who the mailman is. White people make it their business to know the people who their tax dollars are going to. If a white person is paying tax dollars, they want to meet the PTA people, the school teachers, the principals, the Board of Education. White people know, and they get to know the people who their dollars are going to. We got this thing where we're scared to know who the people we're giving money to. I get to know who the police are. I go to the stations and I holler at them about certain things. I let my presence be known and I know who they are. And I let them know I know who they are. And I'm watching them. I have no bones about that. I'm watching you, law enforcement, out here in LA. I watch them. Especially when they raided my damn house. I'm watching a lot of them. And I called them and let them know, hey, man, I'm studying some of your guys out here. And some of them look real funny. I've checked them about some of their officers and some of the dealings that they've had, especially when it applied to my case. I have no secrets about that. They tap my phones anyway, so I have no problem letting them know that I'm watching you. I'm watching you. Fuck that. I ain't sneaking around. And no. I'm watching you. My tax dollars go to you, and y'all raid my house on some bullshit, so now I'm watching to see who you people are. Please stop being afraid of doing that. That's what you're supposed to do, black people. I want black people to understand you are taxpayers. You work your ass off every fucking day. You go to work and they take money out your taxes, and this money from your tax dollars is being used to fund damn white supremacist suspects and race soldiers, and you ain't supposed to say nothing? No, black people, you have a say about where your money goes. You got to start speaking up. So when certain things happen, and one of these little sneaky suspected white supremacists who's working within law enforcement pulls some kind of illegal move, somebody will pop a name out here like, oh yeah, I know who this guy is. He's this guy. You understand? We got to stop being afraid to do that. Because that's actually our job. Nobody's going to do it for us, black people. We got to start being proactive in protecting ourselves and our family. See, the thing about it, a lot of black folks have just accepted bullshit. I want us to stop accepting bullshit. I want us to stop accepting that. You understand? Please stop accepting that. Stop being afraid. Stop being afraid to call out white supremacy. Stop being afraid to call out degenerate behavior. And by the way, speaking of that, we got the last installments of the buck breaking NFTs out, ladies and gentlemen. We got the buck breaking NFTs out. And I'm going to show y'all that in a minute. I'll show y'all that in a minute. I'm going to show y'all that in a minute. Because there's some other things I wanted to cover. But family, white supremacists, they're on the move right now. They just made a plea deal with the guy who bought Kyle Rittenhouse that gun illegally. The guy who bought Kyle Rittenhouse that illegal gun, the gun was illegal. That's why the guy was on trial. The guy, he got charged with buying Kyle that gun, making that straw man purchase. Well, they let him do a plea deal, and they just gave him a slap on the wrist, like a $2,000 fine, no jail time or nothing. So they let this dude plea out over some felonies. So the white supremacists are on the march with each other. Right now, they've thrown the Constitution out the window. The people within the judicial system, they just said the hell with the Constitution. You understand? So the white supremacists, man, they're making these little desperate Hail Mary plays right now. And we have to understand that these are desperate moves right now. These are desperate ass moves they're making right now. We got to keep our eye on them. And it's time for black folks to stop being scared and afraid. Hit that like button, everybody. We got a lot of folks in here, almost 6,000 people in here. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Because listen, black folks, don't sit up here and act scared now. We got too many scared Negroes where black folks think you can't police the white supremacists. Yes, you can police them. And stop being afraid to police these people. We have to be the police, ladies and gentlemen. We have to be the police. You understand? And a police unit is any group that's on code. Any group that's the most on code, that is the police. I'm going to say that again. Any group who are the most on code, that is the police. Let me say that one more time because I want you to feel me. Whatever group that is the most on code, that is the police. White supremacists are police because they are the most on code. They're on code from top to bottom. We are semi on code. Some of us are on code, but then you have a bunch of us who are not on code. And speaking of off code niggas, they got a suspect who allegedly killed young Dolph, our brother, the rapper out of Memphis. He's turning himself in tomorrow. This dude, what's his name? What's his name? What's his name? What's this nigga's name? The alleged killer, Straight Drop, that's his name. The alleged killer of young Dolph is Straight Drop. And he said he's on the run now, allegedly. This is another shitty cuz situation. He was somebody who was a part of young Dolph's crew. He was another one of these peripheral niggas. I done told y'all about them. He was around the crew. Straight Drop. So this guy is the alleged shooter. So he's supposed to be turning himself in tomorrow. And again, I done talked about these peripheral niggas. It's not the close nigga. It's always the nigga that's in the peripheral. Those are the dudes you got to watch out for. It's always that nigga lurking in the cut. He ain't really your day one homie, but it's just that nigga sitting around in the cut. He's one of them hanger-ons. Those are the most contemptuous niggas out there. Those are the real contemptuous ass niggas who sit around here plotting and planning with jealousy and hate. They're right there close to you. They don't get that real homie love. And they're sitting there with all that jealousy and hatred building up. Can't wait to hit a lick on you. And again, the same story. This nigga, he just got out of jail for some bullshit. Looked like he made some kind of snitch deal. Just like Shitty Cuz ended up allegedly shooting young Dolph. Yeah, people out there saying he was an informant. Now, what's interesting, now my Memphis folks, they've been spitting this dude's name for about a month or so now. This really ain't no new information. There's a dude, this is a video from November. He was dropping Straight Drop's name in November. Hold on, this guy right here. This is a video from November. Look at the date. This is November 22. This dude was he was saying Young Straight Drop was the shooter then. Hold on. Listen to this. Hold on.
I got some news for you niggas today. JoJo Splat and Straight Drop are allegedly the killer of Memphis rapper Young Dolph, and the evidence piles up against them day by day, minute by minute. Every time I turn around, every time I step outside, there are new developments in the case. So let's get into the latest details. It is now being reported that Straight Drop car was spotted at the Young Dolph crime scene, and I got proof. Here's the photo. Boom! That's his Corvette at the crime scene. Now I know this is the internet. Everybody like to be optimistic. Everybody like to use the words alleged.
Okay, so y'all get the point. This dude kind of broke it down. This dude cracked the case a damn month ago. As did many other people out there in Memphis. So Memphis knew. A lot of people in Memphis already knew. You understand? So a lot of people in Memphis knew. Yeah, they've already cracked this case. Just like with Shitty Cuz. We knew we found out it was Shitty Cuz really a few hours later. We were doing some investigating. When Nipsey got killed, we went down there. We were investigating. We were out there for a minute. And then within a few hours, we started hearing Shitty Cuz's name. And the hunt was on for Shitty Cuz. So everybody knew later on that night that it was really Shitty Cuz. So everybody was looking for him. Before law enforcement dropped the name. You understand? But my thing is, boy, niggas, boy, you'll roll up on another black person, boy. You'll take them penitentiary chances on another black person. But boy, when it comes to just getting information about some white supremacists, boy, niggas get to trembling. Say they arrested 300 people in Memphis in one day. Man, yeah, my black folks listen to a lot of my entertainers, especially rappers. You got to be very careful about these dudes in your crew. Now, not a lot of rappers, I know you want to have a big entourage. I know that, but you got to be very careful about certain niggas you hang around or bring around you, because a lot of these niggas are not rooting for you. A lot of these niggas, man, they're sitting up here with jealousy and hatred in their hearts, especially these peripheral niggas. And it's always somebody that your homie done brought around. You understand? Man, out on shooting Young Dolph and Nipsey and all that, and then you got all of these damn white supremacists running around here. Now that's just, that's cowardly to me. That's cowardly. You understand? But I want us to stop being afraid of stuff. We released some new NFTs. Let me show y'all the new NFTs we have for the Buck Breaking series. We got some new NFTs, and boy, we had some tethers acting all offended. Oh my God, this is offensive. Now, family, this is part of the new NFT collection. This is the final installment of the Buck Breaking collection. We got some of these. Now, I want y'all to study this picture. Now, these are exclusive, one-of-a-kind artwork collections for our NFT page. You can click the link below to go to our NFT page. See, what we do, we like to send messages with our images. And there was a few tethers like, oh my God, this is so offensive, because the white people were complaining. And see, the white supremacists, they're mad because we're calling out their buck-breaking practices and we're putting it in artwork. This is a heavy piece right here. If you study it, study this and you get what it means. Now, what's interesting, a lot of the people who were offended were the so-called white supremacists, and they were offended because we're calling them out. And a lot of these foreign non-FBA tethers. They were the ones, the rainbow noose. You put two and two together, you'll get where we're going with that. You get where we're going. See, the white supremacists, let me explain what's going on with them. See, they get upset because, see, they like selling and trading black memorabilia. That's pretty offensive, but they like doing it on their own terms. We're selling black memorabilia that's calling their racism out. They're like, hey, wait a minute. Oh, hold on now. Hey, yeah. We're selling black memorabilia too, but in our memorabilia, we're calling out your culture. You understand? They don't like that. You understand? They don't like that. See, the part of the joke is for them to do little things that's offensive and to deny that it's offensive. You understand? They like doing little stuff like that. That's part of their game. So yeah, we're putting out something that is definitely offensive. It is offensive, and it's bringing awareness to a culture of white supremacy and what you do to us literally and figuratively. You understand? Yeah. Y'all get it. Yeah, it's like reverse Black Americana. You understand? They love selling Black Americana memorabilia and stuff like that of black folks, getting the short end of the stick. But yeah, with this memorabilia, we're calling them out. And you guys get yours. Get yours now, because these are exclusive. These are exclusive, ladies and gentlemen. They love plausible deniability. And right now, we're calling out the racism from the white LGBT community. And what's interesting, the Negroes, oh, this is offensive. I had a few of those Negroes. Almost every single one of them are these non-FBA tethers. Almost every single one of them are these non-FBA tethers. Why would you put something like that out? Because we are sending a message. We are raising awareness to what's being done. See, a lot of these non-FBA tethers, they hate the idea of calling out white supremacy. And I put up a tweet the other day. Let me find that tweet. I put up this post the other day, and this post rings true. Right here. Family, the best way to weed out non-FBA infiltrators is to start attacking systematic white supremacy and then watch for the black people who get offended. The minute you see black people get offended when you start talking about white supremacy, those are 9 times out of 10, those are tethers or some LGBT wannabe niggas. All right? When we start calling out systematic white supremacy and black folks act offended, we're dealing with tethers right there. Those are usually tethers. And we got to watch out for them. We got to keep tethers out of our damn mix. All right? I got this thing, man. I already don't argue with other black people. I damn sure don't argue with tethers, because that's a time-wasting mechanism. And they want you to waste time. It's just like being in captivity. That's like being in a lot of Negroes understand psychologically that they are in captivity, and they basically just want somebody to sit there and chit-chat with them to waste time while in captivity. I don't have time for that. I'm trying to get us out of captivity. And watch out for these niggas who want to talk in circles. Every time we get together as foundational black Americans and we try to talk about solutions. What the hell do we need to do to start replacing the system of white supremacy with justice? And then these tethers come around us, start talking in circles and start changing the subject about non-issues. These are people who are trying to deliberately waste your time because they're comfortable with captivity. They don't want to challenge white supremacy because they come from these places where you're taught not to fight white supremacy and not to challenge them. You got to go along with it. They do not want to see white supremacy fall. We got to be very clear. I'm going to get in on those fresh and fit niggas in 1 second. Speaking of tethers, let me get on that. Somebody brought up the fresh and fit dudes. Did y'all hear about the podcast? There was this girl, Asian Doll. Is Asian Doll a rapper? I know she was dating this one, King Von, right? She was dating the brother who got killed, Asian Doll. So she was on this podcast called Fresh and Fit. And it's a podcast with these 2 tethers on there. One, he's from somewhere in West Africa, and the other one is a Sudanese tether. Call themselves Myron Gaines, and they have something called the Fresh and Fit podcast. So this went viral. Asian Doll was on here. I'm going to play the clip. Asian Doll was on here, this sister, and these dudes were real hostile to her. So she ended up walking off. These dudes were very hostile, and people were calling them out for being hostile to her. So let me play the clip of this Fresh and Fit podcast, these dudes, with Asian doll. And I really wish y'all stop with the Asian doll and the China doll and the black China and the black Asian, the Asian. I wish black folks cut that out because we have no camaraderie with no community. All right, hold on.
I don't even know who she is, so I don't care. Simple.
Damn.
Guys, sidebar conversations, please.
All right. What about
I've told you this is like this is like the fifth time I've told you that, right?
Yeah.
Sixth time.
Like stop, for real, like stop.
He mean as fuck.
I'm just keeping it real, man. Like you haven't been here.
I don't give a fuck about none of that shit.
Yeah, it's the whole show. Come on.
Yeah, she's been doing it the whole show. I'm not mean as fuck. I just have rules. Simple.
All right, go ahead. It's podcast.
Damn.
What I look for in a man in class, that's like approaching me.
Hold on. Excuse me?
You mean?
I'm not mean at all.
Okay, I don't care.
Have you been here the whole time?
No.
All right then. So you don't know what was
I
happening,
don't
right?
give a fuck.
Okay then. So how you gonna come on somebody's show, not know what go down, and say, "Oh, you're mean"?
It don't matter. I can say what I want.
Okay, well you can get the fuck off the show too.
I don't give a
Get
Man,
off the show
chill,
too.
man. What? Chill out,
Listen,
bro.
don't get on me like
Nah, you can go.
Chill.
You're not gonna come on the platform.
Nah, chill, bro. She ain't gotta go nowhere.
No, she
chill,
could go.
chill, bro.
I don't have to.
Chill.
Come on, baby. We don't have to be this mean. We can all be.
Listen.
Come on.
Chill out, bro.
Let's calm
I'm
down.
sorry.
He's
Yo.
hot. I'm calm.
No, I'm very calm, but it's like, bro, you gotta show a little bit of respect on the platform.
It's
It is
cool,
respect.
bro.
You talking about
Chill.
shit. I say you mean. It is what it is. What the fuck you want me to say?
That's not the truth,
Me,
though.
you mad about I said me? You grown as hell.
Well,
Yeah, well.
Okay. So earlier on the show,
Fuck.
it was back and forth. So he was just telling her to chill because it was like 5 times before to like chill.
Yeah.
So that's why.
Okay, but I said he mean. Why he want to stop the shit?
Well,
Do some dramatic.
because you don't know what was going on.
We are
I don't
on the show.
know.
It's good though, bro.
Why would
Hey, yo.
that piss you off?
All right.
Chill, bro. All right. We all right. We good.
He want a
I mean,
moment. Get it slow.
We good. Let's keep going, bro. We all
I want to
right.
leave.
Let's keep.
Don't
Baby, you got
leave,
it.
please.
I won't.
Please.
Okay. Just like from here on out, like please.
Okay. So y'all see, this dude, now when you invite people on your broadcast, somebody said, how's that different from me and Sarah? Very good question, because she wasn't a guest on the show. She wasn't just a guest on the show, and she was very disrespectful, and I fired her. You dig? She got fired on the air because she was being very disrespectful. You understand? That's much different. This is a guest on your show. This is a guest on your show. You invite somebody as a guest, that was just unnecessarily rude. He was just being rude just for the sake of being rude. This dude was just being rude simply for the sake of being rude. She didn't say anything, she didn't do anything wrong for this dude to start going off on that woman like that. She didn't do, the chick who was on my show was very goddamn disrespectful in my shit. Now, she was very, very extremely disrespectful, as folks could see, and I shut that shit down. You understand? Real quickly. It wasn't no back and forth and none of that. I just shut it on down real quick and nipped it in the bud just like that because I'm a boss. That's what bosses do. But what he was doing was some sucker shit. That was just rude for no reason. He was just rude, and the sister wasn't even doing anything. The sister wasn't doing anything. He's just rude to the sister for no reason. So people pulled up another clip of this dude, this Myron guy and the other guy, and they were talking about sisters. And TBA, didn't TBA expose these dudes about a month ago? So TBA, the Black Authority, he exposed these dudes about a month ago, talking about how these dudes these are a bunch of anti-black tethers, anti-FBA tethers. So these dudes, that's kind of their MO. But here's an old clip people have circulated about these guys where they're talking about black women and how they don't date black women and all this. Now listen to these dudes. So you can see where the hatred and the contempt comes from. This is some real contempt. And I don't think it's just hatred for black women. This is FBA contempt. This is contempt for foundational black Americans, period. People got to understand that part of the game. But listen to
About
this.
the black dating app called Black.
It's funny I never used that one, bro. But hey, man.
I mean, hey, bro, if you want to date a bunch of Shaniquas, go for it, man.
LaQuisha?
Yeah, like me and Fresh aren't really down with the brown like that.
Man.
We ain't night riders.
No,
so
I'm good.
Sometimes if they're red bone, but like in general, me and Fresh don't dabble in the dark. If you know what I'm saying.
Yep.
Okay, so last one, guys.
Final round.
Now we're not going to mention names for certain reasons, right?
Yes.
For a bunch of legal implications. But if you guys are in our community, we talk about this extensively about the Black Dating app.
Okay, so yeah, this Myron dude. Oh yeah, we don't date. Yeah, we ain't down with the brown. And oh man. So this guy, these are super coons. You understand? And let's be very clear, because I've heard some people get online, well, these black men, this and black men. No, what we're going to have to do, we got to differentiate some of these non-FBA tethers from us. Sitting up here talking all that bullshit. Because this Myron dude, this Myron guy, let's be very clear. This Myron dude, his name is not really Myron. Yeah, his co-host is Walter Weeks. He's from Barbados. But this Myron guy, his name is not Myron. This is the Myron guy right here. A lot of people have been digging up information on this guy. This is an Arab. He's from the Sudan. His name is actually Amro Fuldul. He changed his name to Myron Gaines, to try to sound more black. This is the definition of tethering. This dude is an Arab. He comes around us trying to blend in with all of this anti-FBA hatred. From what I understand, he was also a federal agent, from what people are saying. I think they said he worked with the Department of Homeland Security, something like that. But this is one of these anti-FBA tethers who sit up here hating on foundational black Americans. That's what this thing is really about. It's really about all of foundational black Americans, and the softest target is a black woman. You see, they can pull that bullshit on a sister because he knows you can't talk that shit around no real FBA brother. You talking all that old weak sucker shit because a nigga pop you in your damn mouth. You understand? And he knows that. See, they try to go for what they think are soft targets. They'll try to get around sisters and try to buck up and talk all tough and talk all greasy around some sisters because they know they can't talk that shit around some of these FBA brothers, especially certified niggas. Because you'll slap a falafel out of his fucking mouth. He knows that. You understand? So these little dudes, man, they get around little white supremacist circles, and they're the token Negro friend, they're the black friend, and these dudes sit around here talking mad shit about foundational black Americans all the time. You understand? These are the type of Negroes they like to hide behind. Now, these Negroes come from these countries where they sit up here, they are off code at home, they'll sell their children, they let their countries go to hell. Then they come over here trying to wag their finger to us and trying to get buck at us because of the envy and hatred that they have and the tethering. A lot of tethers who try to leech off people, they have contempt for the people they're hosting on. You understand? They have contempt for the people they got to host and leech on. You understand? And I'm saying that this dude has that Arab mentality. Well, a lot of these Arab dudes, remember, the first slave trade in Africa came from them damn Arabs. They came over there in East Africa enslaving people left and right. You understand? That's a conversation we're going to have pretty soon, too. But a lot of them have that same contempt that the white supremacists have. And the thing is, they don't get all the benefits and the privileges of white supremacy. But they damn sure try. We got to watch these tethers. And that's another thing. A lot of these tethers, those dudes, especially from East Africa, a lot of them come over and they're allowed to classify themselves as white. A lot of them are allowed to classify themselves as white. So they come over acting as buffer class people. You understand? They come over here and they act like buffers because they get to classify themselves as white. Now, they're darker than us, but they get to classify themselves as white and they get to infiltrate us. So they come around us and try to gather intel because let's be clear. Today's broadcast, we're talking about gathering intel. They get around us and they gather intel all the time and take it to the dominant society. They're always getting information about us and taking it to the dominant society. We need to know who these people are. There is no black-brown coalition, none of that stuff. These people have contempt for us. You understand? Utter contempt. Yeah, Nipsey was different. Nipsey wasn't a hater. He was half FBA, but he had the spirit of Foundational Black Americans, and he was a rider. No, Nipsey was half East African and half Foundational Black American, and he was a rider. This nigga right here is an immigrant. This nigga we're talking about, and this nigga allegedly works for them folks. So we know what his mentality is. Let's be very clear. Don't put Nipsey in the same category with this asshole. Don't you dare put Nipsey in the same category with this dude. No, watch out for these tethers. You understand? Because listen, just like people were getting offended or fake offended by our NFTs, see, they don't like us calling out white supremacy because us calling out white supremacy, meaning we want to dismantle this thing so that we can create a system of justice. And Foundational Black Americans, we don't have a problem with running things on our own. Most of us. Or many of us, I won't even say most, but many of us, we don't have a problem with getting out here running things without the white supremacists being in our mix. Actually, we prefer that they're not in our mix. Because we know that we can operate better with them not in our mix. See, a lot of these non-FBA tethers, they don't think like that because they've set up here in these countries where white mommy and white daddy wasn't directly there, and they saw how shit was in shambles. So they've equated black people running things with things being in shambles, not knowing it's the white supremacists that's still controlling the strings from afar. You understand? So they have to understand that, and it's not our job to get them to understand that. It's our job to protect our group from tethers who are trying to undermine us and hate on us and thwart our progress. It's our job to get these people out of our mix. And a lot of these dudes, they try to get into the manosphere type of thing where they're trying to give relationship advice and all that. And it's coming from a real weird place. It's coming from a real weird, hateful ass place. You see, a lot of these dudes got my old books because, again, my books, The Art of Mackin' and The Mac Within and all these books, that kicked off that whole pickup artist movement, manosphere thing. All of that happened. My books, plural, were the genesis for all that. But my book was coming from a player place. My books were coming from a cool place. That's why a lot of women like my books. It wasn't the He-Man Woman Haters Club bullshit. You understand? My books were coming from a very genuine place. And I even wrote many books for women too. But these dudes, it's coming from a simp place where they want to just almost punish women to a certain degree. It's always some old simpy ass bullshit. You know what I'm saying? It's some real whiny, we gotta get over type of shit. It's real cornballish. It's real corny. I'm talking about simps like these dudes right here. You know? Real interesting stuff. Look, y'all, man, look, my books were out over 20 years ago, dude. My books were out over 20 years ago, dropping game. Documented. The Mac Lessons broadcast, people are still talking about the Mac Lessons. I did that damn near 20 years ago. I started it damn near 20 years ago. You understand? The old Mac Lessons shows. So it was coming from a real place. It wasn't coming from a hateful place. But a lot of these dudes, they get the information and it's a real simpish ass energy coming from it. Because the game got to be in you. The game, it got to be in you, not on you. Got to have the game in you. A lot of these dudes learn a couple of words. They learn a couple of the techniques, but the game that's in them is simpish. And the shit don't really work. And all of this stuff, these niggas talking about, yeah, I don't date the brown and all that. Let's be very clear. Those are coping mechanisms. Let's be very clear. Because dudes who talk that type of shit, really white girls ain't checking for them niggas either. They talk all that bullshit. White girls ain't really checking for these niggas, and sisters ain't really checking for them. Let's be clear. When dudes we don't date the black girls, we don't date the Shaniquas and all that. No, that's a nigga trying to cope. Nigga, if you ain't dating the Shaniquas, what the fuck you talking about? Nigga, just date you a white woman and shut your ass up. Sisters aren't checking for goofy, corny niggas like you. Let's just keep it a buck. Cornball niggas like that ain't no sister checking for these dudes, and they know it. And they try to flip it as if the sisters are somehow beneath them. No, nigga, you wanted to get at some sisters, and they looked at your ass and laughed in your fucking face. So that's where the contempt was. Sisters ain't fucking with no goofy ass, non-FBA tether who probably musty as a motherfucker with flies on them or some shit. I'm not... Yeah, sisters probably clowned your dumb ass, and that's where you're mad. You tried to holler at a sister who was fly, and she clowned your stupid ass, nigga. Let's keep it a buck. You walked up with your sandals on and your big ashy fucking feet with flies on you, nigga. You had a musty ass burqa on or some shit. You tried to holler at one of these sisters, and the sister was like, no, Ahmed, no. I can't give you my number, sir. The sister looked you in your eye and let you know that you were not the shit. That's what it is, nigga. You ran up on a sister, musty than a motherfucker. You did, struggling. You understand? You come over struggling. Sisters, you live in an apartment with 20 other niggas. So yeah, what sister's fucking with you? Let's keep it a buck. Nigga, what sister's trying to get with your bitch ass? You live in an apartment with 20 motherfuckers. You sell carpets and shit. You ain't got no money. You drive a little old Nissan Maxima. Yeah, telling up here lying to sisters, oh yeah, I got a lot of money back home. Back home, I am very poor right now, but home, I have a lot of money. Well, motherfucker, call me when you get home, nigga. Because the shit you got going on over here, Ahmed, is just not the business. Yeah, call me when you get to Zamunda, nigga. When you get to Zamunda, DM me on my Instagram. But right now, I'm not fucking with you. That's what happened, bitch ass dude. Shaniqua wasn't rocking with your punk ass. Because you ain't got it going on. You understand? Your goofy ass conversation didn't work on the sister, nigga. The sister looked you in your eye and let you know why she wasn't fucking with you. You probably ran up on one of these fly-ass city girls, tried to spit some of that bullshit Prince of Zamunda game. Oh yeah, I'm poor. I am from Sudan. We have an oil factory. My family is very rich. And the sister was like, well, damn, nigga, if you so rich, you couldn't afford no deodorant, nigga, because you's musty than a motherfucker. You stinking up the club. Nigga, you are stinking the club up. And what's wrong with your hairline? I can't give my number to a nigga whose hairline is janky. No, I'm sorry. What's your name again? Abdullah. Look, Abdullah, I can't fuck with you. Why would I fuck with you? Look at me, Abdullah. Does a bitch like me look like I fuck with niggas like you? The sister probably broke him down so smooth. Some sisters get cold-blooded with it. Some sisters will be like, nigga, why are you talking to me, nigga? Look at me. Do I look like I want to get in your Nissan Altima, nigga? You dig? Then you're going to do a podcast. Oh, fuck these black bitch eyes. I don't want no Shaniqua. Nigga, Shaniqua don't want you. Yeah, Shaniqua probably broke your stupid ass down and now you mad. No, you probably were at some club somewhere, saw a fly ass sister. Hey, my name is Abdullah. I'd like to get to know you. First of all, hold on first. Let me go in my purse. Hold on, babe. Put your hand out. Hold on. Put your hand out because you's ashy as hell. Now get this lotion and go on back over there across the club somewhere, okay? Now go on. I got a boyfriend. I'm engaged, okay? They start lying to you. The sisters dismiss your ass. Yeah, nigga, that's what happened. Yeah, nigga, you got dissed. The sister done diss your stupid ass. Just call it what it is. Now, don't sit up here and act like sisters are beneath you and you corny. Who are you? You corny as hell, nigga. Fuck you mean you don't date this? Fuck out of here, nigga. You hella corny. Ain't nobody checking for you. You dig? See, the thing is, you the thing is, you called a sister. You went up on a sister. You ran up on a sister. Hold on. And got her number. And she done gave your ass the wrong number. And boy, you been mad ever since. Nigga, you called a sister. Well, you met a sister at the club and you all up in her face buying drinks. You know, let me get to know you. I done got you 7 drinks. You know, you seem like a nice girl. Let me get your number. Okay. 555 1212. Are you sure that's your number? Yes. That's, I work for the union and we got special numbers. But yeah, that's my number. You get that number and you get all excited. Yeah, call me later. Well, you call that number, you know, oh yes, I met this hot sister from the club. Oh, I'm gonna call her now and ask her out on a date. Oh, it's gonna be on and popping. Hold on.
We're sorry. You have reached a number that has been disconnected or is no longer in service.
You start crying in Arabic. This nigga was crying. She gave your ass a disconnected number. You mad as hell. Nigga, you mad as hell. Man. Yeah, nigga, just say you got curved. Just say you got curved by a sister, nigga. Just say you got curved by a sister. That's all it is. Man. Hold on. That's what happened. Nigga, you just got curved like a motherfucker. Man. Nigga, you called that number. Hold on. You're like, oh, meet this hot girl. Oh, it's gonna be hot.
Can't tell me the phone dropped down. I've had Taco Bell, so I'll be in and out all day.
This is a man. She gave you the number to some random white man. She gave you a janky number. Man. Nigga, you are salty because you got curved by a sister. You salty as hell because you got curved by a sister, dude. The sister done curved your ass. You dig? Hold on. Man. Nigga just got curved. But listen, dudes like that, these type of dudes, they gotta save face. These dudes gotta sit up here and play these games. You dig? Because they gotta save face. These dudes gotta play this game because they gotta save face. Yeah. Yes, he was crying in Arabic. He got that janky number. He started crying in Arabic. Hold
Hi
on.
guys, welcome back the channel. How to call
Hold on, wait, hold on, wait.
Tech video just.
Wait, where's that number? Hold on, wait, hold on. Wait, hold on.
Hi guys, welcome.
Wait, where's this number? Hold on.
5.
Oh, that's not the lick I'm looking for. Hold on.
Description.
This nigga called a janky ass number. Hold on.
Hi friends, welcome back my YouTube channel.
Hold on, that's not the number I'm looking for. Hold on, I'm looking for a certain number. Oh. Hold on. And by the way, get my book, Foundation of Black American Race Beta. Foundation of Black American Race Beta. Get my book now, Foundation of Black American Race Beta. Hold on.
McDonald's has a...
Nigga called McDonald's. You didn't get that nigga the number to McDonald's. Hold on, wait.
Friday, 7:27 p.m. What kind of fucking...
Hold on. I'm trying to get the McDonald's phone number. Hold on.
Hi, welcome to
McDonald's.
Is Shaniqua there? He's still asking for somebody. Hello? I know this is McDonald's, but does Shaniqua work there? I got a fake number? This nigga's still trying to call to see if she's working there. Man. Hold on, let me call her one more time. Maybe I dialed the number wrong. Hold on. Hello? Hello? I'm looking for... Is Shaniqua there? Hello? Whoa. Nigga, just say you got curved. Don't try to create a whole narrative. You dig? Yeah, don't sit here and try to create a whole narrative like you above somebody because your ass got curved. Yeah, just say you got curved, my nigga. You just got curved. Hold on.
Hi guys, welcome.
Man. Speaking of funny style stuff, did y'all see Eric Adams? There's an old video of Eric Adams, the mayor of New York. There's an old video of him. Eric Adams. Y'all, the New York mayor. Eric Adams. And hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, family. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Eric Adams, he did this PSA video. And he's using all of these outdated ass references where this was about 10 years ago, where he was telling parents how to check your children's check the house for any type of paraphernalia that your children might have. And these old ass references, like, nigga, where are these old references coming from? And listen to this. And this was just 10 years ago. This wasn't that long ago. And it's like this old house. This was only 10 years ago, but it's like 30 years outdated. It's real weird. These old outdated references. Look at this. This is Eric Adams about 10 years ago. And they're using, I guess they're creating this, I don't know what kind of propaganda, but they're using all of these old outdated stereotypes about urban children. And look at this. Listen to this. This sounds like some shit from the 70s or 80s. Hold on.
A room like this. You can start out, I always recommend to start out in a periodic fashion so you'll be used to going through the room to look at the various items in the room.
Look at this old ass room. First of all, is the kid living with his grandmama? This old ass room with this old ass TV. Hold on.
You can look at a jewelry box. A jewelry box of this nature, maybe a simple jewelry box, but if you look through it closely, you don't know what your child may be hiding. For instance, a gun could be hidden, a small caliber weapon.
Nigga, where they get that old ass 22? Nigga, where did they get that old ass 22? That's the 22 from the damn 1940s, nigga. Nigga, that looked like one of them zip guns from the 1960s that they used to carry at civil rights marches. That old ass zip gun. Where did this kid get an old gun like that? That gun, old as hell. Man, I have not seen a 22 like that in about 30 years, man. Yeah, this is somebody's grandma's house. That ain't no child room. That's somebody's old ass uncle's gun. Ain't no child gonna have no old ass 22. A zip gun from the 1930s, nigga. They robbed Bonnie and Clyde with that old ass gun. Ain't no kids gonna have no old ass fucking gun like that, nigga. No old little bitty ass deuce. Where you get that old ass deuce from, nigga? I have not seen one of these in years, nigga. That nigga had an old ass 1962 deuce, man. Hold on, dude. Hold on. Wait.
Look through it closely, you don't know what your child may be hiding. For instance, a gun could be hidden, a small caliber weapon could be hidden inside a jewelry box. Look at the various colognes and perfumes and photos and pictures.
Nigga, the cologne, it look like some high karate cologne. Them old ass cologne bottles. Hold on. Look, old ass cologne bottles. They got some Stetson. What kid is rocking with old cologne and an old zip gun? Nigga, they have some old Drakkar bottles. The cologne is old. The gun is old. God damn. Hold on.
Various colognes and perfumes and photos and pictures. You should always, when your child brings in his popular knapsack with many different locations, look through it to see what exactly is your child carrying in addition to a book. Something simple as a crack pipe, a used crack pipe. Could have found it on the street. That's quite possible.
Not a crack pipe. Nigga, if your child, what old babies do you have? If you got an old ass child with a deuce, some Stetson cologne and a crack pipe, you got an old fucking, that's the oldest kid I've ever seen. Nigga, your kid got an old soul. If your kid got a crack pipe, some Drakkar cologne, some Drakkar, and a deuce, nigga, who's raising this kid? Not the crack pipe. Nigga, well, I need to talk to the grandparents who's raising these babies. If your kid got a crack pipe and a deuce and some Stetson cologne, get him out of his grandmama's house, first of all. He's been around too many old gangsters. What kid is rolling around with a damn crack pipe? Nigga, you got bigger problems. Good Lord. Yeah, that's not a baby. That's somebody's uncle. That's just a little old nigga. It's an old nigga who's just little. Let's be clear. This is not a child. It's just a short old nigga living in that house. That's not a child. That's somebody's drunk ass uncle living at grandma's house. Good Lord. So your mom loves Drakkar? Not the crack pipe, nigga. I mean, shit. It's like, look, if your kids, look, we got a bottle of Stetson cologne. They can hide some angel dust in here. They can hide some Quaaludes behind this bottle of Obsession cologne. You better watch your kids now. They in here smoking them doobies, using old drug references. What if you look under here, under the Crown Royal bag, it might be some red devils in there. You better watch it now. Keeps your eye open. Old ass drugs. Drugs they don't even make no more, nigga. You better look out for the Sherm sticks. Now they might look in your cereal box now. Better be careful now. You look in your cereal box, it might be a bag of smack. What kind of old drugs are these kids using, nigga? Damn. Good Lord. Boy, how out of touch is this nigga? That is hella out of touch. Man. Them old ass drugs, nigga, they don't make that shit no more, nigga. They in here smoking these reefers. Man, Lord. But look, man, we got to be on top of our game out here, man. This shit is real. We got to be on top of it. We got to be on top of it, man. But listen. Speaking of Sambo shit, I put up a video. This one nigga, Lord, and this nigga looks like he's non-FBA. This one dude, this big swole nigga, and this is what we mean by buck breaking, ladies and gentlemen. When they buck break Negroes, they like to get the biggest Negroes they can find to buck break them. That's part of buck breaking, getting the biggest Negro they can find to buck break them. There's this Negro who's on TikTok. The dude's name is Grooving Gorilla. That's his name. He's clearly a non-FBA dude. Some people say the dude is giving the Terry Crews vibes, but this dude's name is Grooving Gorilla. It's a black man who's clearly non-FBA. Hold on. Let's see if I can find his TikTok page. This nigga's name is, his name, okay, his is Instagram. I just found his Instagram. Hold on. I found his Instagram. Is he Nigerian? His name is Ibuzu. Wait, hold on. Let me show you. I just found his Instagram just now. I just looked it up and found it. Hold on. This is the dude's Instagram. Okay. What's this last name? This last name sound Nigerian. Hold on. This dude right here, Grooving Gorilla. Clive Grooving Gorilla Ibizugbe. What name is that? Is that Ugandan? What is that name? Why is this nigga calling himself Grooving Gorilla? Now, this is what I'm talking about. He's in Arizona, this fitness trainer, calling himself Grooving Gorilla. Is that Nigerian? Oh, Lord. My Nigerian family, y'all got to get your boy. Family, come on, man. Hold on. This is y'all boy right here. Come on. Come on. Hold on. This is y'all boy. Hold on, guys. Hold on. Let me put the sound on. This is y'all boy right here. Hold on. This is Groovin' Gorilla. Hold on. Okay, let me not play the music because I don't want to get a copyright strike. Come on. This is y'all boy, man. What's up? What's up, family? Come on now. This is butt breaking, ladies and gentlemen. Come on. Family. Family, is this Negro trying to fight white supremacy with us, family? Hold on. And this nigga's been trying to go viral. There's a bunch of videos of this nigga really busting it open. Hold on. Hold on. Okay, family, this nigga's way too big for this. This nigga has a bun on his head, and the bun is shaking while he's busting it open. Family, come on. This big old buck-broken Negro. I heard of Billy Blanks, but not Bussy Blanks, ladies and gentlemen. Family. Family. This nigga's running around here, popping this Bucci cat, calling himself Groovin' Gorilla. Family. And these are the niggas, when we talk about fighting white supremacy, is this nigga gonna help us fight white supremacy? Calling himself Groovin' Gorilla and busting it open? Bussy Blanks. Come on, y'all. Got Bussy Blanks out here. This is what we're talking about, man. When we talk about some of these non-FBA folks come around with the bullshit. That nigga's way too big to be doing all this moist shit. Yeah, them the same niggas who was rolling with Juicy. What's up with these big swole niggas from Nigeria? Big, swole, and moist. What's happening, man? Y'all niggas out here kicking it with Juicy. What's going on, man? What are they doing at the immigration office out there? What do niggas got to do to get a green card out there, bro? God damn. That's just a big buff nigga for nothing. And you got to watch out for a nigga like that because these niggas might be snatching booty from niggas. You got to watch out. Good Lord. Anyway, y'all, let me get up out of here, man. It's been real. We had a great time tonight. Don't forget, man, this year we're celebrating the first full Foundation of Black American holiday, Arise Day, Aratasasi or Aratasusi. We're celebrating that December 24th. Remember, December 24th, 2022, we're going to be celebrating Aratasasi or Aratasusi. That's Arise Day, the first Foundation of Black American holiday that's fully supported and created by the Black grassroots. We're going to be celebrating that December 24th. We're going to be getting ready all this year to celebrate that, ladies and gentlemen. You dig? That's going to be our holiday. December 24th, Arise Day. The first Foundation of Black American holiday that celebrates empowerment for Foundation of Black Americans. December 24th. We're going to do this thing. We're going to create history, ladies and gentlemen. And anyway, also Black History Month is coming up. So we got to do something for Black History Month. Y'all let me know what y'all want to do. If y'all want to have any kind of special sale or something for Black History Month, we might have something. Because a lot of folks want me to do something for Black History Month. We might have a Hidden Colors buck-breaking book special or something. We do a package deal for Black History Month. So y'all let me know what y'all want to do. We'll get it popping for Black History Month. So y'all stay tuned for that. Anyway, y'all don't forget, subscribe to my channel, ladies and gentlemen. If you have not subscribed, hit the subscribe button, ladies and gentlemen. You dig? Hit the subscribe button. And I will holler at you guys. I'm out. Go get the book, Foundation of Black American Race.